Why is the price of gold rising? What's going on in the economy?
Right. It's sort of a two-part answer, Robert. One is exactly as you put it. Why is gold going up? What's going on? What's the basis for predicting $15,000 an ounce by 2025, which I do. But then also, well, what does it really mean? Is that you said it's not a good thing, and I agree. It's not a good thing for the economy. It's not a good thing for most Americans. If you have gold, you can pat yourself on the back and say, "Yeah, I made a lot of money on gold," but that might be in a world where you're losing a lot of money on other things, and you need to be alert to the overall economic picture. So let's take this one at a time. The gold $15,000 an ounce. It comes out of three different analyses that actually don't correlate to each other. In other words, you do it one way, you get a number. You do it another way, you get a number. You do it a third way, you get a number. It was interesting that they all came out not exactly to the penny, but very close to that $15,000 number. So there's your third bull market. But here's the point, Robert. If the first bull market was up 2,000% and the second bull market was up 700%, if you just take the average of those two, you don't have to pick the higher of the two. You don't have to go crazy or say it'll be bigger than ever. It could be, but you don't have to do that. If you just take the average of those two, bingo, it puts you at $15,000 an ounce in 2025. And by the way, don't wait. If you agree with that analysis, and there's more to back it up, don't wait until 2025. People say, oh, okay, well, it's going to be $15,000 an ounce. I'll go out and get it in 2024. I'll catch the wave. No, it's a long way between here and 1,500. I mean, you got to get to 3,000, 4,000, 5,000, 6,000, 7,000, et cetera. You got a long way to go to 15,000. So why not get the gold now, which I do recommend, and then enjoy all those profits. Don't wait to the end, because it could happen. There could be like a little spike at the end.
I don't own paper. I have nothing that's a derivative. I know I have 90% in hard assets, gold, silver, real estate, things I control. And when I have gold, we bought the gold mine. So we owned the whole damn thing. And then we sold one. I don't save cash. I save gold and silver. And if I ever need the cash, I think gold and silver are liquid. Is that erroneous or?
No, gold and silver are extremely liquid. They're one of the most liquid asset classes in the world. I'm a lender, and I love lending against gold and silver, particularly gold and silver where I control rather than the borrower controlling the collateral. They're enormously liquid.
Hi, everyone. I'm Kim Kiyosaki, co-host of the Rich Dad Radio Show. And I want to thank today's sponsor, our friends at Gold Alliance. We should all be concerned about high inflation, a looming recession, the very troubled banking system, and out-of-control spending in Washington. And the fact is, during every major crisis in U.S. history, many of those who failed to prepare watched their savings, investments, and retirement funds plummet, while others with the foresight to own gold helped preserve their wealth and purchasing power. Now, we're facing several major crises at once, and we may soon face even more economic turmoil. So please don't wait. Consider gold and put yourself on the road to financial peace of mind.
For the last 16 years, about 17 years, Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa, they've all been hoarding the Earth's gold in preparation for introducing a new gold-backed programmable central bank digital currency. So a lot of your wonderful listeners, they listen to your show where you talk about buying precious metals, and I'm sure many of them do buy precious metals and many of them don't. Meanwhile, Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa, they've been hoarding the Earth's gold in preparation to introduce a gold-backed programmable central bank digital currency. Don't believe me, folks, look it up. It'll be based in Shanghai, China. It's called the New Development Bank, and this will be a new financial system. And now there's BRICS 11. You have Saudi Arabia joining. You have Dubai joining. So what's happening is the U.S. dollar, which was only tethered to this thing called the petrodollar beginning in the early 1970s, Saudi Arabia has now left the petrodollar. So, folks, this just in, we have a petrodollar with no petro. So we're about ready to see the collapse of the dollar, and only people like yourself and the listeners of your show who've decided to take your advice and to acquire precious metals are going to be prepared for it. And so I just encourage everybody out there, if you're listening right now, before your dollars disappear and evaporate into nothingness, I would highly recommend that you schedule a consultation with a precious metals dealer And Robert, I know you vetted your precious metals dealer of choice, but everybody out there, it's very important that we take action. So I just encourage everybody out there, if you think you can't afford the $35 to buy some silver, you really need to take action, because what's going to happen is once Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa, once they can conduct transactions without using the dollar system, okay, this is called BRICS Pay. Everyone needs to look it up. Just type it in, BRICS Pay, BRICS Pay. Once they can conduct transactions no longer using the US dollar, you're going to see this thing called de-dollarization. And that's where they're going to no longer acknowledge the value of our dollar. So we're in a country where we import everything, our food, our clothing, our electronics, and we export dollars in exchange for the items that we want. And we're going to find ourselves in a world where we want to import everything and nobody wants our fake currency. And that's what's happening right now. And so Xi and Putin, they just teamed up 7 days ago to announce, the New York Times has reported this, Xi and Putin have announced they're going to be ushering in a new world order. So I just want to encourage people, if you haven't bought precious metals, you need to do it now.